my dear friends, this is your favorite Slavic friend, and today I'm outside. I'm not in Ireland at the moment, I'm back to my Slavic country, Serbia. I'm in my grandparents' backyard and I have my granddad's, we call it persluk, and I have an amazing video for you. I am still single. So I have been dating for marriage for a few months, but I have been dating for the past 2 years, a year and a half I would say so. And the amount of things I learned about myself, the amount of things I learned about man, about this world, about marriage from my own mentor and from other women. I'm getting certified to become a life coach and career coach, and I spend tens of thousands of euros into my personal development, and this is the latest mind-blowing knowledge that I have felt on my skin, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Now, everything that I talk about is interfered in all areas of your life, no matter if you're dating or you're career focused women. If you're a woman, all our areas are interconnected. And this one, it's so fun, it's so juicy. I love sharing my dating stories, usually funny ones, with my friends, and I'm so happy to share it with you today here. So what I have realized in the last few years is that we all are, okay, let's first explain what is toxic masculinity. It is not what you think it is. There is deeper understanding of it, there is deeper meaning of it, and we all have it. Women have it sometimes even more than men. And what I have realized for myself, dating very good quality men that are looking for marriage, that want to provide, that want to make their future wife feel secure and live a comfortable life, is that they don't have toxic masculinity, and they just need other part, their partner in crime, that have that pure emotion, that feels the life around her, that feels her emotions, that knows how to cry, knows how to be vulnerable. And I'm going to dive deeper in all of this. Now, I feel a little bit distracted now that I'm outside, but let's dive in. So what is toxic masculinity? It is overdoing. It was bearing your emotions down, not being scared of your emotion. That was me. I was all of it. I was overachiever, perfectionist, good girl, didn't want to feel my emotions, because when I would, it would just go from 0 to 100 in most negative way. And you know, when you kind of go back visit your parents or grandparents, and you moved out for years and you go back, and then this just happened to me yesterday. I start feeling old feelings again, start going into old behaviors, the way I would talk to people, or the way I would maybe react to something, which is not me today, 6 years after moving out. But sometimes we can tap in and out of our consciousness, what I call it. So as we are women who like learning, we are women who are career oriented, we know how to learn, we know how to improve our life, and sometimes in some scenarios, as going back home, we can tap in our past version of ourselves 6 years ago. There is some different scenarios that we can tap in and out. So consciousness is very moment to moment thing. We do develop, our brain does develop, especially as a young woman. We do develop, we learn new things, there's more information everywhere, but we can tap in and out down and up. So my last belief was that I'm very hard to love and I'm not worth it of love, and the only way I can get love is proving that I'm worth it, which led to being perfectionist and being a good girl, allowing everybody else's needs to come in front of mine. Now this is years, and as I said, thousands and thousands of euros, hours of therapy, all kind of therapy, life coaching, mentorship, of me to have the awareness that I have now and to share it with you, because I believe, as I talk to my friends and family, we all kind of go through similar things, especially as a woman. So I was 6 years ago, I had more of toxic masculinity in me. I did not know what feminine energy is. I did not know what masculine energy is. I was just born and raised to effort, to prove that I'm worth of love, and to put my emotions and needs aside. Just press them as far back as possible, because I was not taught how to process my emotions, how to deal with them, which most of the people are not in this world. But this is a crucial, and if you're on the path of finding your life partner, and this is crucial for our societies, for the whole planet. Toxic masculinity in men look 10 times on steroids. They don't sleep. They don't even consider emotion as a real thing. What happened to me in the work is that my manager is man. I'm a dog groomer, so my manager is man, and I'm very in flow with my emotions today because I had a lot to unpack and uncover in my therapy in years that are behind me, and I'm uncovering my emotions every day. And my manager, and I'm really fluent, feminine. Some people call it feminine, but if I feel emotions, if I feel need to cry, I would cry. Obviously not if there is a really inappropriate situation, but it happened 2 times that I actually teared up in work. I'm surrounded by women and I'm very felt comfortable. I did not cry in front of them. I removed myself from the room and cried, and then expressed my emotions afterwards. And my manager knew about that, and he made once comment which really sucked, that I'm really emotional. And I thank God, I was saying that to me, I was take it back, I want to fight him. But I had my colleague beside me. He said that I'm really soft, and I was like, excuse me. And my colleague beside me, she said, no, she's not. She defended me. So I was like, thank you, I appreciate that, because otherwise I would fight fight for my rights. But this is how the world, today's world, which is, by the words of my mentor Minna Irfan, hyper masculine, they do not see value in emotion. Although we are all human beings, we all have emotion, and it's very healthy to express our emotion. If we do not express our emotion, I felt it in myself, we become more depressed, we became more anxious, further away from our happiest, fulfilled life. We make decisions that are not aligned with us. We become a people pleaser, especially as a woman, perfectionist, good girls, as most of the women are raised to be. Now, I obviously went through all of that and came on the other side, so you can rearrange your brain to live your most fulfilled life. But if you do not know what you truly want, which was the case with me, which is the case in this world, that we suppress our emotions, so we don't even have the radar of what do we like this or do we not like this in the world, because our emotions are telling us everything. If we are okay with something, if we are not okay with something, and if we are not used to listening to them and suppressing them, we lose our radar as a woman of our truest desire. And without our truest desires, we can't have the happiest life. Because what happened to me and what happened to most of my friends in our early 20s is we got into the relationship with a man who may not be the good nor bad man, but we followed their wishes, we followed their dreams, we followed their life path, and we put our desires behind, on the side. Oh, they're not that important. We were people pleaser. And where did this brought us? We're still single. Or we had like few relationships in the past that had really negative experience. Now that I know everything I know, I would not recommend to my daughter to date. Never. But that's another video. Now, going through all of these experiences in the past in dating, with not right mindset, with not being connected to my emotions, with not knowing what I truly want, what I truly desire, and pushing my needs aside. As we are taught to do it everywhere, in our jobs, in our careers, do not express your emotions. Which is so funny, because women, if we express our emotions, we are soft. But if men express his emotions, as my manager does on a regular basis, anger, then it's just normal. You start seeing this everywhere, like politicians. Come on, most of politicians are men. What the fuck is happening in today's world? Like emotional outbursts on Twitter. I can't even start with this. So, after doing all the dirty work, I did not know that women desire is our compass. Our emotion is our compass through the world. Sometimes they make sense to our brain, but most of the times they do not. We just need to trust that I maybe don't know at this point of time why this emotions, why do I not want to do the thing that I was supposed to do? Why did I not like the date that I went on? But I have to trust that this is the best path for me, and it's always 100%, I can sign it, that in a year's, 3 years, 5, 10 years time, you see the path. You see why everything had to happen to get you to the best outcome ever. Going back to my story, lovely. Going back to my story, I am working on my emotions. So from being emotionally numb, from not knowing, I had a fear of emotions. So I had emotion attached to another emotions, emotional fear attached to another emotions. And I just did not know where to start, but I was determined. I said to myself, my parents are divorced. I'm never going to have the marriage like them. I'm going to do everything that I can. And most of the people on this planet are motivated to completely change their life, to do whatever it takes to become a new person if there is something painful happening in their life. And maybe like 3%, 2%, 3% of society change their completely life by having a huge pain point that there is nothing to go like worse. Literally, how do they say? Nothing else can go worse, that they just have to shoot up and change everything and truly realign with what they really want. And maybe 1% of the population does that because they really want something, because they have the huge desire, they will do anything to reach it. And then 97% of population just lives 1 year of their life over and over again. We're not those people. So what I did, I said no. was like, I'll do everything. I'll pay all my money not to leave the same marriage my parents had. And they did the best they could. So I went on the journey of dating, of paying to coaches, therapy, mentors, just to avoid the big mistake of divorce. So I went on a lot of dates. I had a lot of funny stories. My friends, they're all engaged now to be married. They always ask me, oh, tell me something. We want to hear a new story. Make us laugh. Which is not funny for me because it's my life, but it is funny. So with every date, I am becoming better. I keep learning about men, about dating, about marriage from my mentors. I invested hundreds and thousands of dollars, euros, whatever. And what I have realized, I'm becoming a life coach. So what I have realized 2 weeks ago, maybe less, a week and a half ago, that I actually am not kind of like okay. I did not have any therapist that is man. I did not have any mentor that's man. The first interaction with a man in this inner work, self-development world is when I went into coaching certification. So I had 3 peers that are men and our training coach that is training us. So that was amazing. The first week of coaching was mind-blowing. I was like, men can cry. I knew they can cry, but it's so rare to actually see it happening, and it happened 2 or 3 times that weekend. I was like mind blown. And just 1 second, which brings us to the next weekend of lectures, where I was put with my peer coach, who was man, to be coached by him and to coach him. And I was like, okay, I'll sit there. That's new experience. I'm gonna sit there and I'm just gonna let him practice coaching on me. I had such a huge revelation. My mind was blown. What I have noticed within me, because I was not comfortable, I'm not used to sharing my emotions with a man. Even the man I'm dating, it takes me a lot of time to feel comfortable, to kind of like make a joke or look them at the eyes. It takes me like 3 dates to be able to look them in the eyes and hold the look and kind of smile a little, flirt. I have realized I opened myself so much in that coaching session, and I thought to myself, I was like, he's gonna think I'm crazy, because the things I was saying, I was like, he cannot make sense of it. I don't know why I have belief that man cannot understand the emotions, understand what's happening in a woman's body as much as we can. And I continue expressing myself, and I even said it. I was like, you're gonna think I'm crazy. I hear these voices are telling me this in my head, and then I feel these feelings, and it all made sense to him. I was like, okay. I was like, maybe he's pretending, like he's doing a good job. At the end of the session, it was so good, and it was so mind-blowing that I actually realized I allowed myself to let myself fully open all of my emotions in front of this man, in front of my colleague, my peer. I was like, this feels very good. And why did I thought that men cannot understand emotions the way women can and experience them? That's so like silly of me. And then I went on dating, and as I already am doing, so I talked to a few men. I was on a phone call with one dating candidate, and maybe a few days afterwards, and he was asking me questions about coaching and how it has been to me, and how am I doing and how am I feeling. And I was talking to him, and I was so overjoyed with the whole experience that I started crying. And I was like on the phone. I was like, in even like 3 months before that, I'll be like, you hold it together, girl. But I was like, I'll let myself cry and then I'll see how he reacts to it, because my coaching peer was fine with it. I was not. I was more unfine with it than he was. So I let myself cry, and this man, I think I made his whole week. He was so attentive, he was so listening, so open. I just felt so comfortable, and I felt so alive. He felt so alive. And that happened to me with one man after that as well. I was playing with it. I opened my emotions to him, and I was very emotional. And they all, I swear to God, they are all kind of like sponges looking at me, absorbing all the emotions, not in any negative way, but in the way that they're just in awe. They saw me as the goddess. So when you hear people on YouTube telling you, woman, my man treats me like a goddess, he's paying for everything, all of my dating guys that I'm dating see me like a goddess. Okay, maybe we're not going to go into that part. Who knows how true that is. What I'm here to tell you today, proven truth, the men and women living in this world that is more on the polarity of feminine, masculine, yin and yang, now in this point it's more masculine. As I talked in my last videos, the what is it called, all the to-do lists, hustle culture, forcing things we're not taught. In the last few years, feminine energy is becoming more popular topic to learn about, but even all the feminine energy teaching coaches, whatever they are, I see, because I've been studying this for 3 years, there's different levels of consciousness in them as well. What healthy man look for is the raw emotion from the women. Let me go deeper into this, because this can be taken in by different people in different ways. So, what is the healthy man? In my book, the men I'm dating are the men that are looking for marriage, the men that see value in a woman, that the value they do not have, and they know their own value in the relationship. We're like two sides of magnet that complement one another, yin and yang, that complements one another. So the healthy man in my book is the man who is career oriented, does appreciate, is like driven, he has motivators in life, he does not want to F around with 100 different women, he's ready to settle down, he have a house and he's thinking of a future, and he is grounded in his career, but he also have the healthy view on the relationship between man and woman, on the marriage. That is healthy man for me. He knows how to earn money, but his value is that he values women, and that he wants to protect women, and that he wants to help women who need help, who are ready to accept what he has to offer. So these men, they go to their jobs, they work hard, they stay long nights, they go to the gym, or do their sports, and they are not partying. They just grow out of that boy phase where they have a load of friends and partying. Their focus in life is career, maybe a little bit fun, but lately I don't see even that in a man I date, because those men have healthy masculinity, which means they're polar. Their side of the magnet is they're oriented on achieving goals, doing to-do lists, and they need a woman who brings the fun, brings the juice, what they are looking for. If this even thought about this man sounds juicy to you, or maybe you're totally repelled by it, because when I went into discovery of what actually is healthy marriage, and you always take advice from the people who are in a healthy marriage. So I'm not in a marriage. I just taught from my mentors. I learned from my mentors that are in years and years of marriage, decades, that this kind of man, and I dated hundreds of men, so I knew what kind of suits me, what not. And this man needs the opposite, needs the different side of the magnet. He's yin to the yang to yin, however you want. He needs the emotion, because he's so busy in to-do lists. He's so busy in doing the next step, reaching the next goal, accomplishing himself in a career at this point, that he needs to feel something so rare in this planet that is just driven on masculinity. It is the pure emotion. What is the pure emotion? The pure, as I'm learning in my coaching certification, we all have different understandings. So I feel like a school teacher. Hopefully you like this. If you do like this video, please leave a like. What is pure emotion? Pure emotion is not over emotional. You hold the emotion in until you explode. That was me. No. You stay quiet, and then when they ask you what is wrong, you're kind of like giving them a little hint, not being direct. That's not pure emotion. Those are all programs within us that prevents us from expressing our emotion in its truest way. It's expressing our emotions through our brains. That is not pure emotion. Pure emotion is living inside of our body, not in our head. In our head live a belief system that we collected through our lifetimes, or that we collected from our primal families. Those are not emotions. Though this is just like the lens that you see the world from. You have to raise your awareness, raise your consciousness to be actually able to feel your emotions. This is like a huge psychology behind the human brain. You have to feel safe to express your emotions. And this is where most of women do not feel safe, especially if you have trauma in the past, if you have negative experiences with a man, if you saw man being violent to another woman, even like from your generations before you, if your grandmother had bad experience with man, or my great grandmother went to the Nazis locker camp, and those emotions, those experiences get ingrained in human DNA and get transferred from generation to the generation. This is scientifically proven. They did experiments on, what animal was it? On, I believe, mice. Yeah, there's experiment where they would, first generation of mice, they would, whenever they would put a little food on top, and when they would try to get the food, they would hit the liver, you know, they would hit the thing, and they would get electrocuted from underneath it. and every time when they would try to get it, they would get electrocuted. So they stopped, and then when they gave birth to a little mice did not even want it to touch that thing, because internally they had the information within them that something bad is going to happen if I touch that thing. It's same with a human. It's proven in psychology, metaphysics. I love learning about human brain. So if something bad happened, not even to you, to your mother, to your grandmother, it gets transferred down to you. I know this sounds like a lot. I know. I've been there. It's a lifelong process. But what else are you going to do? Are you going to live the same life your parents did? Are you going to live this 1 year of your life 80 or 100 times over? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Our grandmothers and mothers did not fight for equality for women, for us to just live non-happy life, for ourselves to not allow ourselves to live the fully satisfied life. So to reach your purest emotion within you, you have to get to know yourself. Get to know what's happening in your head, what kind of stories appear over and over again, what kind of beliefs you have in your body, what is something that you got from your parents or grandparents. For my mom's side of the family, we got perfectionism line. And it's so deep. And I am aware of it. I'm working on it. It is a work in progress. But like every week, there's like a new way that I'm trying to control things, manipulate things, to prove that I'm worth of something, of love, of being the part of whatever. This is why I love sharing these knowledges. This is why I love sharing this information on the internet, of why you have to know your mind and your body as a woman. As I said, emotions are all inside of the body. You can feel it. If you're anxious, it starts here. It's kind of like, for me, it feels like butterflies. Different kind of anxiety feels differently. It's either like butterflies that go away, or it's kind of like a crumb. I get choked on a food when I'm stressed, and that is another whole story. I got proposed once on a third date, and it was not expected, and I didn't want to get proposed by this candidate, and I got choked in the restaurant. I was like choking myself because I was so stressed. My little canal that food goes through got tight, and that's emotion, that's physical response. What I have learned on my last lesson with my coaching group is that we take our environment through our body first, through our senses, and then our brain kicks in and processes the information. So it all starts with the body. If you want to date for marriage, if you want to be that person that's adored by her man, if you want to find the right man that will cherish you and see you as a goddess, you need to be the goddess. It sounds easier than it is. You have to be able to go inside of your magical body, our Vijayjay, and you have to experience your body, what's happening in it, because that's what men who are ready to commit, who are ready to give you everything they have, or even the men that are not there yet. If you are inside of your body, it's so rare in this today's world for a woman to feel safe enough to be inside of her body and to then express it to the man, the purest kind of emotion, without your brain in it, without a story, without blaming other person, just saying, oh, I feel sad, or that makes me feel so sad, and just move with the body through in your body, just move through it. I tend to hold on to emotions so much longer than it needs to be, and then the emotion, because I did not express it, gets stuck inside of it, and then I made story around it. Animals are the same. There's no trauma, anxiety, and stress in animals, even though they may kind of, if the animal prey animal lives through lion chasing it, like what people would like experience as traumatic experience, life-death experience. If animal lives through it, it does not carry trauma with itself. Why? Because it releases it from its body. Birds shake, horses shake, dogs shake. They shake their body, then they yawn. Yawning is also like releasing response. I recorded a video about shaking. If your brain ever starts overthinking, just make some movement that's unusual for your brain. Shake, and it's gonna just be like, what's happening? You cannot be overthinking and being present with your body, moving your body at the same time. It's impossible. One of my favorite ways as a life coach, certified life coach to be, is ask myself question: what is the next step? And start creating the image in your mind of the life you want to be, and be open to answer coming in any way possible. Maybe it will be an Instagram post, maybe your friend will say that they're going to therapy, and you just have to be open enough to hear it when it comes, and be open enough to try it. Whatever feels, oh, this sounds interesting, and just try it. And even if it's not for you, you tried it. There were so many things, so many types of therapy I tried, and therapists, that it just didn't click with me. And I said, okay, I learned something from this, and I moved on. So ask yourself a question, and you'll get the answer through maybe your friend, social media post, whatever. What I did is I invested in myself. So I leave the link to my mentor's page. She has everything you have to know about your body, about your nervous system, about your brain. And this course should be essential for every human being to function on this planet Earth. I love it. I hope you will love it. And I have another video. I was talking about why women heal faster, and this is a perfect video for just going deeper on how do we heal as a woman, how some little tips that can help you heal a little bit faster, because we all know this world is made for men. A blueprint is based on a man, and as I'm preaching here, as you can hear from everywhere, men and women are different, and there is so much more we can learn about ourselves, we can absorb. There's so much knowledge in a woman's body. We just need to learn a new ways to access it. And one of the biggest ways is through our emotion and through our body. So if you want to feel safe in your body, if you want to finally create the life of your dream, start creating it. Step in the right direction. I hope you'll watch the next video and subscribe, because I cannot wait to reach 50 subscribers so I can live stream. And I would truly deeply appreciate a comments. Made me so happy. If you have any recommendation for the video, I would love to talk about anything woman brain, woman body related. If you prefer talking more about dating or my past stories, career, feminism, I'm open to any suggestions. So I hope I see you soon, and please subscribe.